Alright guys, this is my updated Fluffal deck using the new support from Fusion Enforcers. They took one of my favorite decks, they made it a whole lot better. So let's just get right into this. To start off, we got the 3 dog. Dog's still standard, it's still a Stratos. We got 3 penguin. I think 3 penguin is just necessary. I know some people have tried playing 2. But to me, a draw 2 that can also like discard and set up bigger plays. There's no way I'm not playing 3. So then we also got your old standby, 3 bear and 3 wings. You still want to resolve the wings play every first turn, every turn if you can. So definitely this whole engine is great. This makes this whole engine more consistent. The whole deck just makes the whole deck more consistent. This one card, I love it so much. Then we got 2 sheep. 2 sheep still probably one of my favorite cards in the deck. I would honestly play this at 3 if it weren't once per turn. But even being once per turn, you know, it guarantees fusion material. It puts an edge hit back on the field, puts dog back in your hand. So much for the deck. And we got 2 owl. Owl is just another way to get poly. You need poly to play. I've always been fine with 2 owl. And we got 2 cat. Cat isn't the most popular kid on the block, but I like him. I want to make multiple fusions. My goal is to make 3, 4 fusions on one turn, and cat just enables me to do that by putting the poly back in my hand. Everything else gives you resources. This makes sure you have a steady flow of poly. That's it for the actual Fluffal names. For the edge imps, we got 3 chain. I think 3 chain is standard. Especially with penguin. Now you can trigger this off penguin and just search your fright for fusion. It's really good. Really good. Especially with Kraken. Like now you can just go this into Kraken. You're not locked into the chain fusions. This into Kraken, search out a future, search out their future fusion, you know. Make big plays. Love it. 2 sabers. I think 2 sabers is still fine. Like, I've personally liked playing 2 to 3 sabers in the past. Some people now I've seen play 1 sabers. I still think 2's fine. Like, sometimes this can get DD crowed or something. Things can have into this card, and you want this card because it's needed for a lot of your good fusions. Tiger's still really good. Kraken did not replace Tiger, in my opinion. So that's it for those. The last monster is 3 King of the Swamp. Again, this guy can be chain, this guy can be sabers, this guy can be poly. It's just too versatile of a card not to play at 3. So not much else needs to be said about that dude. Now that's it for the monsters. For the spells, obviously, we're playing fusion spells. You want to fuse in this deck, you want to play your fusion spells. Definitely max out on these. This is always fine at 1 because it's searchable off of chain as well. And it's good when you need it, but not good to open ever. So keep that at 1. I wouldn't change anything about that spell section. And then we got 3 toy vendor, still necessary for wings play, and made even better by the release of Foolish Burial Goods. Now this card I think recently went up in price. I got lucky and bought it at launch for $10 each. Still really good card. Like I love opening this more than almost any card in the deck. Because sending toy vendor, you know, sets up a lot. It's really good. It's just another way to open your dogs. Love it. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck. I wouldn't play it at 3 though because it is once per turn, and you do search your toy vendors off of bear. So like the odds of resolving 2 of this are low. The odds of resolving 3 are nearly impossible, and you don't want them to brick. So as much as I want to play the 3rd, I don't think you can. And then the very last spell is 2 Twin Twister. I would definitely side a 3rd, but I never play more than 2 Twister in the main. But this card can trigger your cards like Toy Vendor and Chain like everything else. And Getting rid of back row is good when you're trying to win. Now for the extra. We got 2 of that new Kraken. I'm going to point this out. I think I ordered both of these from TCG Player on launch day, but I think this one is foreign, because if you can see it on camera, this one is blue and this one's purple. Like, look at the Kraken itself. That is a totally different color. I don't know why this one's blue, and honestly, I don't like that it's blue. I don't know. It's bothering me. But this card's amazing. It added a lot to the deck. It's just good. It's good in every single way. Then we got 2 Tiger. I don't think you need 3 of either of these. They're both good in their own situations, and honestly, you can alternate between which one you make depending on the situation. So yeah, I think 2 and 2 is fine. I've never wanted a third of either. Then I'm also playing 2 Sabertooth. Now this I've seen people bump up to 3, and while I think that's totally acceptable, like, this card is really, really strong with Kraken, and just really strong in general. I just haven't needed the third yet, but I can totally understand needing the third. People who play 3 this, if you want to do that, go ahead. It's probably a decent idea. And then we got 2 Wolf. 2 Wolf isn't necessary. I just love Wolf. Like, it's crazy. I mean, you look at my YouTube name. I love Wolf. And I just like winning games with Wolf. Like, even if I could win the game with the board I already have, if I, like, can make a Wolf play, I'll make a Wolf play instead. Because I just like winning with this card. That's why I got this nice German one. I had to order this, and I love it so much. But yeah, that's it. The quick thing to point out, if you didn't know this already, you probably do, but this guy, when he sends a monster, which by the way, he sends, not destroys, which is ridiculous. When he sends a monster, he can attack directly. However, if you fuse with him, and you fuse him off the field, and then you bring out Sabertooth, and Sabertooth revives him, he can now attack directly. So you get the send, you bring him back. You can send another card, or you can just attack directly twice, and because of the attack boost, that's game on an empty board. So just know, if they have 1 monster, and you can make these 2, that's game on an empty board. Or you can just send twice and not be able to attack directly. Either way, these 2 just, they go together so well. It's like peanut butter and chocolate. For other fusions, I am playing 1 Sheep and 1 Leo. I think Sheep is really bad now. I think Instant Fusion's really bad now. If I'm honest, I'm biased because I never liked them before. I don't know why. I don't really like Instant Fusion in this deck. I feel like if I activate Instant Fusion, I'm forced to make Sheep plays, and I don't want to make Sheep plays. I want to make big Tiger, big Kraken, Wolf, Sabertooth plays. I want to spam fusions. So I've never liked Sheep, but even now, like, now that we have other things to make with Chain, like Kraken, I think Sheep just fell off completely. Leo, also, they're both kind of just situational. Like, sometimes you'll need Volcasaurus, sometimes you'll need Armades. So I still play 1 of each. That's it for fusions. For exceeds, we play the Lightning Chain for everything that Fluffals can't deal with. This card will 90% of the time just deal with it. So Lightning Chain is good. And then 1 Castell and 1 Fairy Cheer Girl. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you thought. I don't really have much else to say.